as a writer, Wade Boggs was just manna from heaven. I mean, and I was young and new to baseball in Boston. I grew up with baseball in Boston, but I covered the Orioles 5 years, and I covered the Celtics for 5 years back in Boston. And I got put in the Sox in '86, and Wade's the reigning hit king and 200 hits every year and all-star and batting champ and perceived as a selfish guy and all this stuff. But who cares? He's talking every day and he lights it up, and stuff would happen. And he had no shame or embarrassment about any of it. He would always talk to you like, this is the greatest. And then he had the palimony scandal with his girlfriend, Margot Adams. And the lovely Debbie was always around, Wade's wife, the sidekick, and they had 2 little kids. And he was just around and helpful. I remember when he would volunteer stuff. Like they had gone to the Nick Christie's restaurant, Sundown Restaurant in Winter Haven off Route 41. And it's exactly like it sounds, the only place in town. And Peel and I, it was agreed that Debbie would drive after dinner, and she wheeled out of the lot, and he fell out of the Jeep, across the roll bar, and she ran over his back elbow with the steel-belted radio, and he's showing us tire tracks on his elbow. It was a near miss, guys. And man, oh man, and he would always produce. And when Barbara Walters came to Winter Haven, this hole, to do a piece, and she was big, Barbara Walters, but it was a really embarrassing palimony suit, and Margot and Penthouse and all this stuff, and oh God, it was horrible. But Wade was like, when am I ever going to have a chance to be on Barbara Walters again? I'm like, really? But I mean, and now this year I see him at Cooperstown every year. He's the greatest. He doesn't run from his beer consumption. He brags about it. He's got a sponsor now. Last year he couldn't get to Cooperstown because of the traffic, whatever the air traffic thing was going on in America at the time of Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame weekend. And I broke it to the bartenders, and they were like weeping, like, oh, we just got, like 17 cases of XYZ beer for Wade, and he's not going to be here. And yeah, he's just, he was really fun, and there was always stuff. And he was just great content. And 3,000 hits, Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. I think what made Wade Boggs great was the discipline. That he grew up in a military household, and he had tremendous discipline. Obviously, he had superior hand-eye coordination and the ability to zone out. And he hit 400 over 162 games from May of '85 to May of '86. I did the numbers, and he was always a threat to hit 400 and to win the batting title. And he made himself a Gold Glove infielder. I mean, really underrated, great player. I mean, there's been a lot of great third basemen, but after I think Mike Schmidt and Brett, he's right there. There would be teammates that would like Wade Boggs, and there would be guys who didn't like him. And some of the holy rollers weren't that down with the behaviors and this and that. And then some of the good old boys really liked him. You could tell who was down with it and who had problems with it. But and just even the way he played, there was a notion that he would, to keep his average up, he wouldn't hit home runs, this and that, and just really concerned about his numbers. That's a hard thing to prove. I mean, baseball's a selfish game to start with, but man, you got a guy hitting 360. He's helping your team. He scores a ton of runs. Well, with Wade Boggs, I mean, he was a creature of habit, so everything was by the clock and routines. And his father, military guy, he was never late. If he said, I'll meet you in the dugout 3:15 tomorrow, be in the dugout 3:15, because he'll be there, and that's on you. You take grounders the same time every day. The clock was really important to him. And the eating habits, the chicken, he loved chicken. I think it was protein, and it was relatively cheap when you were a minor leaguer. So that became a diet, and he kind of, he had chicken cookbooks and all that stuff. That was real.